Prima, as you are trying to solve some of the questions, do you have any problem? Do you encounter any problem? Prima, as you are trying to solve the questions again.
I couldn't try all, but those I worked on, I was okay.
All right. So what we are going to do right now is that we solve additional one again. We solve additional question to make it 3 questions so that maybe at least maybe for the last time things will be clear before we move on to the new topic now.
That's fine. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, boss.
Yeah, senior.
How's life?
Everything is fine here. What about your side?
Thank God. Great. Yeah, yesterday I was able to discover myself on the issue of the quantities.
Okay.
I had to do with the deliveries.
Okay.
Because upon pondering over it, I realized that it's not all that is demanded that will be, delivered by the company.
Okay.
Some may come and convey their own goods.
Okay.
So my argument was not really well.
So right now you're okay.
Yeah.
So if it should happen like you are doing this argument in the exam home after the exam before you realize what am I going to say?
If lies I have fallen flat.
Okay.
You see, man, that's the issue about man accounting.
Okay.
Your ability to understand the question or even a sentence. When you just misunderstand it, then off track.
That is very true.
And that is and that is the trick about it. When you interpret it wrongly, then you are off track and you are just beaten about the bush.
You see, man accounting itself, the issue is just about this unit, like this thing that they give at the unit level.
Yeah.
You have to, whatever you are going to do, you have to determine the thing in total yourself. That is where the problem is. That's where the problem is. But don't worry. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. All right. Joycelyn, how are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, I know you are fine. So I'm not expecting you to say you are fine again. I'm expecting you to say you are not fine, so that I will ask why. Okay, let's try this question now. Okay, let's try the question 6. I want us to solve one that they will ask us to determine profits, because the one that we solved yesterday, they are all cost, isn't it? Okay. So let's try to solve the 6. Who is reading for us? 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 Or I should mention names. Jocelyn, read for us. Habakkuk, can you hear me?
A manufacturing business.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay, let's move on.
A manufacturing business makes a product in two models, model M1 and
Yes,
model
sir.
M2.
Okay. Okay, let's move on. Model 1, model M1, and model M2. Okay.
M2. Details of the two products are as follows. So we have model M1 and model M2. Annual sales for model M1 is 8,000 units. Model 2, 8,000 units. Number of sales orders, 60 and 250. Sales price per unit is 54. And then for model 1, and then model 2 is 73. Direct material cost per unit is 11. And then model 2, we have 21. Direct labor hours per unit is 2.0 hours. And, for model 1 and model 2 is 2.5 hours. Direct labor rates per hour is 8. For model 1 and model 2 is also 8. Special parts per unit for model 1 is 2 and model 2 is 8. Production batch size, model 1, M1, we have 2,000 units, and model M2, we have 100 units. Setups per batch, model 1, we have 1, and for model M2, we have 3. Setup cost, for model M1, we have 97,600. That's number of setups. And then material handling cost for we have 42. That's number of batches. And then special parts handling cost, you have 50,000. Number of special parts. And then invoicing, we have 31,000. That's number of sales orders. And then other overheads, that's 108,000 for direct labor hours, giving us a total of 328,600. A customer has indicated an interest in placing a large order for either model M1 or M2, and the salesman wish to try to sell the higher price model M2. Required A, calculate the profits per unit of each model using ABC. B above. Identify which product the sales manager should try to. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm done.
You're done. Okay. So we can all see what they're asking us. So they say we should calculate the profit per unit for each model using ABC. Calculate the profit per unit for each model using what? ABC. You see, before I will start doing something, you see, the per unit, sometimes you can decide to calculate everything on total basis before you divide by the number of units. You don't have any problem with that. So you can find the total material cost, total labor cost, total setup cost, material handling cost for each of the model before you come and find the per unit dividing by the number of units that they have produced. Are you getting it? Or better still, you can just do all of them, find per unit for all of them, and go your way. Are we okay there? Are we okay? All right. So let's analyze the question. Let's analyze the question. They say a company is producing two models, M1 and M2. Details of the two products are as follows. So we have annual sales is what? 8,000 and 8,000. So we assume that you produce 8,000 and you are selling 8,000. Even if you don't produce the 8,000, you are going to calculate the cost for the one that you have sold, which is the 8,000. The number of sales orders is what? 60 and 250. The sales order over there is not per unit. It's not per unit. It's not per unit. So don't say it is per unit. So you have to do this to get the number of orders. No. They have just given you the total order. They have given you the total order. But sometimes they can give you order per unit. So if one order is this unit, how many orders will be for this unit. But this one, they have given us a total order. So you don't have to calculate the orders on yourself again. So sales price per unit. So every unit of model 1 is sold at what? 54. And every unit for model 2 is sold at what? 73. Direct material cost per unit. So 1 unit is what? 11. 1 unit for model 2 is 21. Direct labor hours per unit is what? 2 hours for model 1, 2.5 for model 2. So direct labor rate per hour. So if you want to know the direct labor cost per unit, how much would that be? Direct labor cost per unit, how much would be for model 1? Direct labor cost for model 1 is how much? They'll give us how much? Direct labor cost per. It will give us
$16.
$16 because 1 unit
$16.
you are using 2 hours, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so how many? If 1 unit you are using 2 hours and you are paying 8 cedis per hour, it means that 1 unit will be 2 times 8. For model 2 is how much?
20.
Model 2 is how much? 20.
20.
Okay, 2.5 times 8, 20. Are we there? Okay. Let's count to special parts per unit. Special parts per unit. So 1 unit is how many parts?
2 for model 1.
So if you are producing 2,000, you are producing 8,000 units. So how many parts will be for the total unit that you have produced? Two
That will
parts.
be 16,000.
That will be 16,000 for model 1. What of model 2?
64,000.
64,000 out there. So what will be the total part for the 2 products?
That will be 80,000.
Okay. That is very important because you are going to use that to apportion the special parts handling cost. They say it's based on what? Number of special what? Parts. All right. Let's count to production batch size. Production batch size. So 1 batch is what? For model 1 batch is how much?
Before you break it.
2,000 units.
So if you are producing 8,000, how many batches are you going to have?
4 badges.
4 batches for model 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. How many units are for model 2? How many units per batch?
80 badges.
That will be 80 batches, isn't it? All right.
Yeah.
Let's count to setup per batch. 1 batch is how many setup?
For model 1 is 1.
So how many, if they say, how many batches do we have for model 1?
4.
So what will be the total setup for model 1?
4 setups.
4 setup, that is 1 times 4. They have 4 badges and 1 setup, 1 badge is 1 setup. So if they're having 4 badges, it means that they are going to have 4 setups. Are we okay with that one? All right. Let's count to setup per batch. 1 badge is 3. How many badges do we have for model 2?
80.
So what will be the total setup for model 2?
240.
240. Are we okay with that one? So if you can analyze the question from this side, then you don't have any problem with the apportionment of the cost. Are you getting it? Yes. So let's
I'm lost too. Say I'm lost.
At where?
Good job for us.
The production batch and then the special part, if you can go over again.
You see, don't say if I can. That you are giving me a condition. You are giving me a condition. Go over.
Okay, please go over. Go over.
If you say if I can, if I say I can't, then we have a problem. So you say what? What badge and what?
The special parts and then the production badge.
Okay. You see, they say special parts per unit. Are you getting it? So 1 part is 2 units.
Yes.
1 part is 2 units. So if 1 part is 2 units, then 8,000 will be how many parts?
4,000.
That will give us 4,000, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I'm coming. Oh, that's not it.
Yeah, that's
I'm
16,000.
I'm giving you the wrong thing. So 1 unit is 2 parts, special part per unit. So 1 unit is what? 2 parts. So if 1 unit is 2 parts, 8,000 units will give us how many parts?
16,000.
16,000. Okay. So for model 2, 1 unit is 8 parts. So how many parts will give us 8,000?
64,000.
Are you okay now?
Yes.
Okay, let's come to production batch size. 1 batch is what? 2,000 for model 1, and they are producing 8,000. So how many batches will be for the 8,000?
The same 16.
No, in a batch, we have in 1 batch.
Okay, 4,000.
No, in a batch we have 2,000 units. So how many batches will contain 8,000 units?
4.
4. Okay. Let's come to model 2. In a batch we have 100 units. How many batches will contain 8,000 units?
Is it 80?
You're asking me? It will be 80 badges. 8,000 divided by 100 units. 80 badges. Are you getting it?
Yes.
Okay. Right now we count to setup per batch. 1 batch is 1 setup. Setup per batch. So 1 batch is what? 1 setup. Are you getting it? So the question now is for model 1. How many badges do we have? How many badges do we have for a model 1? It's not 4 badges. Jocelyn, it's not 4 badges.
Yes, please.
So if one badge is 1 setup, how many setups will be for 4 badges?
4.
4. Are you okay with that one?
Yes.
Okay. For model 2, how many badges do you have? It's not 80.
Yes.
If 1 badge is 3 setups, how many setups will be for 80 badges?
240.
240. So you're okay now?
Yes.
Okay. So the setup cost will be what? Will be apportioned based on number of setups, isn't it? Material handling cost will be apportioned based on number of badges. So as soon as you have identified these ones, you are easy to go. So what we do is, how do we calculate profits? How do we calculate profits? How do we calculate profits?
Sales minus cost.
Okay, the cost that over here, we are talking about total cost. Are we there?
Yeah.
All right. Because we are doing management accounting, we are going to use marginal costing approach. We are going to show something that we call contribution. Are we okay there? All right. Okay. Let me share. All right.
So why do we have to use the marginal cost?
You see, for costing, even the reason for management accounting and cost accounting is the marginal costing approach, because they want to know the fixed cost has nothing to do with our revenue. We can fixed cost whether we like it or not, we still incur it, but we want to investigate those costs that are directly attributable to revenue. So it means that if you produce this one more, this cost will be there. So if we reduce or we didn't produce at all, what will happen? But the fixed cost, whether you produce or not, you will still incur. So that one, it has nothing to do with our decision. It doesn't affect the decision of the management. That is why sometimes you have to show that, okay, the revenue that you are getting before you subtract your fixed cost is this one. So is it a fixed cost that is causing your profit to be low, or is the variable cost that is causing your profit to be low? We want to investigate that and take management decisions. Are you okay? So it is always important, whether the question asks you to do it or not, show the contribution. Are you okay?
Okay.
All right. So we have, is this statement of profits? Statement of profits, right? Statement of profits. So what we do is that we put the models here. M1, MT. Then the kerosene sign will be here. We are doing this per unit, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So if you are doing it per, like on total basis, you can just find per unit before you come and multiply by the unit sold, or you can just multiply the unit sold by the selling price per unit. Are you there? So let's count to sales price per unit. You'll be giving me the figures. For model 1 is how much? Model 1 is how much? So if you are saying that you don't have the questions on your phone, model 1 is how much? Is that not 54?
Okay, sales per unit. 54, yes.
54. For, and we are using dollar, Charlie.
You want big money?
Yeah. Yeah, I like the dollar. So that one is 73, isn't it?
Yeah.
What are we going to do? We subtract the variable cost. Variable cost. Variable production cost, or anyhow you want to call it. Variable cost. This variable cost, you show it. If you like, you can decide not to show it. So we have the material cost. Material cost.
$11.
I'm coming. I want to show the working here. Okay, material cost is what, 11, isn't it? For all of them. Okay, let me just remove that side and put the 11 here in brackets. So for model 2 is how much?
21.
21. Okay.
Yes.
Labor cost is what? Labor
2
cost.
hours.
We
2
want
hours
to-
per unit.
That is the hour use. The cost itself. How much are they paying per hour?
2.
How much are they paying per hour?
$8.
So if
$8.
you're using 2 hours for 1 unit and you are paying $8 per hour, what will be the cost per unit?
16.
16. Okay. What of this one?
2.5 per hour.
How much are
Paying
they paying
8.
per hour?
It will be
8.
20.
20. Okay. All right. So if you subtract, what are you getting? Are you getting 27
Yes, sir.
and 32?
That's right.
So that is the contribution per unit. So what are we going to do? We come and subtract the indirect cost, isn't it?
Yeah.
So indirect cost, we have the overheads. You can say fixed overheads, or so you see or indirect cost. You can also name it indirect cost, anyhow you put it. So the first one is what? The first one is what? Let's put the names there before we come and solve them. The first one is setup cost, isn't it?
Setup cost.
Okay. Setup cost. The second one is what?
Material
Material
handling.
handling costs.
Material handling cost. The next one is what?
Special part handling.
Special part and
Special parts. Special parts handling. The next one is what?
Invoicing.
Invoicing. Okay.
Then
other
other
overheads.
invoices.
Other overheads. So you have to come and find all of these costs per unit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let me put my workings here. This one I will send this thing to you, the Excel sheet to you, so don't worry. So let me put the working one here. The first one will be what? We are calculating for which one?
Setup.
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 Costs.
Okay, setup cost. And I'll put the models over here one by one. M1. M what?
M2.
2.
M2. All right. So what we have to do is that we have to find a number of setup for all of them. So a number of setup for number of setup. Let's come to the question. Number of setup. Let's come to the question. So setup per batch, isn't it?
Yeah.
And how many batches do we have for model? This one. Model 1 is
It's
4, isn't it?
four setups.
4 batches.
Okay,
4
so
batches.
times 1 is 4 batches, isn't it?
Yeah.
Model
Yeah.
2 is how many batches?
80 batches.
80 batches times 3 is 240.
Yeah.
Okay. So what will be our total batch? Our total setup.
244.
Our total setup will be 244. Okay. What is the cost that we are sharing? What is the setup cost?
97,600.
Setup cost is what?
97,600.
Okay. So how do we share that cost? How do we share it?
For model M1, it will be 4 divided by 244 times $97,600.
Okay. So 4 divided by 244 times 97.
600.
97,600. And that will give us how much?
One two 16266.
1,600.
1,600. Someone is saying 1 to something. No. 4 over 244 times 97,600 is 1,006. So for model 2, give us how much?
Okay.
240 over the total times the cost, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That will give us 96.
96,000. So the total will give us 9760. So we are okay with this one now. We can go to the next one. This is for the total unit. This is for 8,000 units, not 1 unit. Are we there?
Okay.
Let's count the material handling cost. This thing. Freeman, are you there? Freeman,
You.
you are there.
Yes, please.
You are not lost yet.
I am following.
No, I just want to know before. You are not lost yet, so that I'll make room from the loss so that I can send a security man to go after you.
I'm not lost yet.
Okay. So we should move on.
I will slow down and she will take over.
What about Kati? What about the other person? The person that the two of you normally lost together?
Forgive.
Forgive.
Forever.
Forgive is not here. Forgive is not here today. Okay. I thank God that she's not. Maybe she is the reason why you normally find yourself lost. Maybe. So since she's not here today, you are not lost. Okay. So Freeman,
Yeah, she begged.
Yeah, Freeman will be calling you so that you mention some of the answers for since you are not lost. All right. So material handling cost. Prima, I hope you are okay with the first one. Okay. So the material handling cost will be apportioned based on what? Number of
batches.
Okay. So let's count the number of badges that we have for. Let's count the number of badges that we have for them. So for model 1, what is the number of badges?
4.
4.
This one is what?
And then model 2 is 80.
80.
So what is the total badges?
84.
Okay. So if you want to share the cost, how do we share it?
For model 1, 8 over 84 by 42,000.
Are you using your own Excel sheet or my own? I don't have 8 over here.
4 over 84.
Okay. Okay. I just want to be sure. Maybe you are using your own Excel. 4 over 84 times what?
42,000.
42,000.
Times 42,000. That will give us
2,000.
2,000.
times 84. 2,000. The next one, cry, you don't even know to calculate again because you are doing for 2. So you just find the difference.
40,000.
Yeah. Okay.
Boss, please, can I request for something?
Okay.
Okay, so you see these workings that we are doing.
Okay.
The answer, we've gotten it. Like the breakdown of how we got this, like if you do one, when we are revising,
Okay.
like
Okay.
and we know this how we got there.
Okay. I'll write this thing over. How we got it, I'll write the formula at the ending here. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. All right. Don't worry. Is that Freeman?
Yes, please.
Okay. 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 Don't worry. Maybe a very fun.
Okay. For B.
Special parts handling.
Part handling costs.
Okay. Is a portion based on what?
Number of
Number
special
of
parts.
special parts.
Is it Freeman in the exam, in the exam, you don't have to, sometimes you don't have to show how we got it. You see how you are presenting this one. It's okay. Number of setup. The examiner knows that this is the number of setup. So maybe you can just write a formula there. Setup cost is obtained by saying total individual setup over total setup times the cost. So you just present the thing like this. Are you getting it?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Number of what? Is a portion based on what?
Number of special parts.
Number of special parts. Number of special parts. So do you have to use something to get a special parts? Okay, special part per unit is what? 1 unit is 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
So for that one will give us how many units?
16.
It will give us 16,000 parts, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
For model 2 is what?
It should be 64,000.
It will be 64,000
Yeah.
parts. Are we okay?
Yeah.
So the total is what?
80,000 parts.
80,000 parts. How do we calculate the cost then?
To be 16,000 divided by 80,000 times the overhead 50,000,
The cost is
which will give us 10,000.
10,000 for the first one.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Then
The sec-
40,000 for the
Okay. And this will give us 50,000 in total.
1,000.
Okay. The next one is what?
Invoicing.
Okay. Invoicing. Invoicing. So invoicing will be based on what?
Number of sales
Number of
orders.
sales orders.
Number of sales orders. Number of cells. Number of cells, all this. So for model 1,
60 for model 1 and
Okay.
250 for model 2.
okay. 250 for model 2. The total is what?
310.
Okay. So the question is, you see, sometimes you see this one they have given us this one straightforward. Sometimes they can give you order per unit. Order per unit. So that means 1 unit will give us that order. So they can say maybe order per unit. They can say this one sales order per unit. And they'll write 6 over here. It means that for 1 unit, you are going to have 6 orders for 1 unit. Or they can say unit per order. So that means one order, you are having 6 units. So you have to know how you get it. But this one they have given us that this one straightforward. We don't have to do anything. So invoicing cost. So the cost will give us what?
6,000 for M1
6,000 for M1.
and then 25,000 for M2.
25,000 for M2. Total will give us 31,000.
31,000.
The last one is what? Other overheads,
Other overheads.
which is a portion on.
Direct labor.
hours.
Okay. So direct labor what? Hours. So we have to look at the number of what? Direct labor hours used for each product. Number of direct hours. Direct labor hours used. So how many hours is required for 1 unit?
2
2
hours.
hours for M1.
So if you are producing 8,000, how many hours?
16 hours. 16,000 hours.
Okay, 16,000 hours. For model 2 is what?
It will be
64,000.
20,000.
It will be 60.
No,
It will be
20,000.
20,000.
It will be 20,000. Okay. You see the mistake that I did? Total will give us what? 36,000.
36,000.
You see the mistake? I've labeled this one, set up, and this one. Instead of me to be dividing it by the units at once, so that I'll be writing the figures over here. I'm not doing that. So this one I should have divided this one by 8,000. 8,000, isn't it?
8,000.
Okay. So don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll come and do it. So let me just put the number of units here. Number of units. Number of units. So that's number of units is 8,000.
Yeah.
8,000 for all. Okay. The person talking about they went to buy this and this, we can hear. All right. So how do we find the other overhead costs? How do you find the cost for each of them?
So 16 over 36 by 108,000.
Okay, 16 over 36 by 108,000.
8,000, yeah.
17. Okay. It's how much?
48,000.
Okay. The next one is what?
60,000.
And the total is 10 what?
8.
8.
108.
So for the number of units is 8,000.
ABC. Sure.
ABC is a whole thing on its own. If you don't take time, you just go and flop. So see, Friday. So let's count to the cost per unit for all of them. What will be the cost per unit for setup?
0.2.
0.2. So let's count right at 0.2 for model 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
0.2 for model 1. For model 2 is how much?
12.
That'll be 12.
Okay.
12.
Okay. Material handling cost.
0.25.
Okay, I'm coming. $0.25.
Yeah.
For this one is how much?
5.
This one is 5. Okay. Special handling.
1.25.
1.25.
Yeah.
And this one too is what? 1.25. Okay, this one is how much?
5.
5. Okay, invoicing.
Invoice. 0.75.
0.75. I'm going. Okay, okay. All right. 0.75. The last one is what?
3.13.
3.13. 0.75. 3.13. Other overheads.
And the overhead 61.
61.
Hey, wait, no. 6.
6. Okay.
Kwọcha adị n'ebe a nwaanyị mpacha fagari gị tụmụ nwaanyị semiti ya mee ya.
Is it 7.5?
Yes, sir.
So we have total overheads here.
Fagari gị tụmụ eko n'ụmụ nwaanyị. N'afọ
Submit
gị nya.
everyone.
Okay. So we look at profits per unit. So how do you find the profit? It is the contribution margin minus the total overheads per unit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So which unit should they buy? Which unit should they sell?
That's M1.
You said the
Well,
M1.
contribution, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Though the selling price is lower, but it contributes higher profits than M2.
Okay. That is nice.
So I want to plead with you to increase the font size for us. We're using the phone, so the characters are not friendly.
Okay.
Good. Thank you very much.
Oh, we are okay now.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically we have tried to solve 3 questions on for what this thing cost is equal to total individual
Cost driver divided by total.
okay, individual cost drivers divided by total drivers
Overhead.
times the specific overhead.
Overhead cost.
Okay. Times the specific overhead cost. Specific overhead cost. Okay. What is the name of the company? Okay, let me just make it M1 and M2. Right. So we are okay now, isn't it? So we can say we are okay with the activity-based costing now.
No,
What is the problem?
the last one, the one that you were having there, is it the unit cost also? If you can take me through.
The cost per unit.
Yes,
The cost per
the
unit.
final ones that you were having the 0 point something.
Okay. But you should ask why. So are you okay with the 1,006? Joycelyn, are you okay with the 1,006?
Yes, please.
The 1,006 is for model what?
Model 1.
How many units do you produce for model 1?
Unless I see the question now. Okay.
You don't have the question on your phone?
I have it on my phone.
Okay, check from your phone.
You said how many? The question again.
How many units were produced and sold for model 1? Or just look at the sales unit. We assume that was a unit produced and sold.
Is it for?
Model 1, M1.
Yes.
How many units were sold?
Were sold.
Yes.
I'm confused too.
Read the question. Read the questions for me.
I should read the whole question.
Read the beginning, and I will tell you what I want you to get.
A manufacturing business makes a product in two models, model M1 and model M2. Details of the two products are as follows. We have annual sales, 8,000 units for model M1, 8,000 for model M2.
How many
Number of
units?
stores,
Stop there. How many units we are sold for model 1? Yes, I'm listening. How many units we are sold for model 1?
8,000.
Jocelyn, the first thing that you read, you read that annual something 8,000. What is the meaning of that?
yes.
What is the meaning of that? Annual sales in units. What is
The
the meaning?
sales for the box sales for the year.
Okay, so how many units we are sold for model 1, M1?
How many units sales? Is it the orders or the price? I'm confused. Say.
No. Order is not the same as units.
Is it the sales price per unit?
I'm saying that how many units were sold, not I didn't mention how many units were sold for M1 for the year. How many units were sold for
8,000.
8,000?
8,000.
What is the setup cost that they are incurring for that 8,000?
97,600.
97,600.
Model 1, M1. What is the total model cost incurred for the 8,000 goods sold?
97,600.
That is for the two products. That is the total setup cost. But if you break down the setup cost for each of the model, what was the portion for model 1?
4.
Setup cost for model 1.
Let me check.
The thing is here, I have the workings in front of me. So what are you going to check?
And that's something I'm checking. 1,006.
The 1,006 is for the 8,000 units sold. So if you want to find the cost for 1 unit, how do we do it? Is the total cost divided by the number of units sold. So 1,006 divided by 8,000, you get your 0.2.
Okay.
If you count to model 2, the setup cost incurred was 96,000 for 8,000. So 1 unit is how much? You divide the cost by the units.
Okay.
Are you okay with that one?
Yes.
Okay. So the overhead cost that you are going to get is not for 1 unit. That is the overhead cost incurred for the total units sold or the total units produced. So if you want to get it per unit, divide the total cost for each of the products by the number of units produced or number of units sold to get per unit. That's what we did for all of them. That's why we divide all of them by the 8,000. Are you okay now?
Okay. Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Prima is okay. Who was that Cathy who was talking, or it was Evelyn? Was that you or Cathy? Prima, what do you want to say?
Talking about what?
All right. The person who just say, the person who just seek for the clarification right now, was that
It's not
Joyce?
Freeman.
It was Joycelyn or Cathy?
It's not Cathy.
Oh, but it's not Freeman, or like it wasn't you.
It wasn't me. It wasn't Cathy too. But the other one, I don't know the person's voice.
Joycelyn. Yeah, Cathy.
Yeah.
If it should be Cathy.
Please, I'm not the one.
Yes, but there was someone who was sending someone to go and buy food stuff and those things. Was that Cathy? Who is that?
That's saying.
Some 97,600.
Cathy, who was the one sending people to go and buy the food stuff?
The one.
You are the one.
Yes,
And
I'm
you
not
are,
finna.
and you are the one sending and you want to understand. Your focus, your attention wasn't here.
I've not said anything. I haven't said anything.
But I
I
said,
never said,
are we clear? You say, means what?
oh, not you. Oh, it's the one I'm sending. No, no. I had issue with the person. Oh, not this thing. Please.
Are you? Let's move
You
on.
know, if I have a problem, I'll ask you. You know that. I'm not feeling so
Kat,
well. So you see, I'm quiet.
you and Freeman, are you twins? Because your voice sounds like the Freeman, like
Please,
Freeman.
our voice is not the same. My voice is unique. Her own too is unique.
Are you?
Thank you.
Let's move on. So that is all about activity-based costing. The questions are there. Try them. Try them. If you have any problem, my phone number is there. You can WhatsApp me. We take it from there. All right. So
my problem is why this time we started using the marginal cost, marginal whatever,
marginal costing approach.
costing, yes.
No, this one is not compulsory for you to show it. But since you are doing management accounting, management want to know what is actually driving, the cost related to the revenue. So you know that even if you want to sell and you want to rent a store, even if you don't start selling, you still pay the rent, isn't it? But if you start selling, the cost that you are incurring, what is causing those costs to be high? So management want to know what is causing those costs related to the revenue going high. Are you getting? That's why we do the contribution, but it's not compulsory. You can just have your selling price, then you add the overheads to the variable cost, then you subtract, you get your profit. We don't have any problem with that. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay, so it's not compulsory that, but since you are doing management accounting, showing contribution is very crucial. All right. So that is all about this one. We are going to another topic for the day, which is budget and budgetary control. You see, sometimes you go to the market and you say, oh, this thing is 10,000. You say, oh, that is not my budget. Oh, that is not my budget. Are you okay? You say, oh, no, that is not our budget. Like you ask someone to go and buy full stuff from the market, the person call you that, oh, they say tomatoes right now is 5 cedis. Oh, that's not what we plan for. That is not our budget. That is not our budget. We used to say that, isn't it?
I even said that, why not?
Okay, so what do you mean by budget?
Budget is about planning.
What if you say budget, what do you mean? What do you mean by budget? Katsi, what do you mean by budget? If they say budget, what is the meaning?
Budget is about planning into the future. It's about planning.
Okay.
How to project your income and expenses.
Okay. All right. So basically, budget is about income and expenditure. Budget is about income and expenditure. So you prepare a statement showing the amount of income that you want to generate for the year or for the month, and also the expenses that you are going to incur to generate those income. That is basically about budget. This can be for a month, a year, or maybe every 4 weeks or anything. The period that the management or you decide that it is appropriate for you to prepare your budget. So budget is a statement showing the income and the expenditure and the related expenditure, relevant expenditure that the entity is projecting for, usually for a year. So that is basically what we call budget. So sometimes your company will say that, oh, you are going to buy a car and they mention the price. Oh, that is not what we budgeted for. So come. It means that the amount or the price of the car is out of what the company's budget. Is out of the company's budget. Do you think it is important for individuals and companies to have a budget or to draw a budget? Do you think it's important?
Yeah,
Baba, okay, Kati. Do you think it's important?
It is, yes. It helps you to project your future income and expenditure.
All right. All right. That is nice. Baba Sharif, do you think it is necessary for you to have a budget, or it is necessary for your company to have a budget? Baba Sharif. Baba Sharif, are you there? Eric, are you there? Eric, are you there? Eric, are you there? Habakkuk,
Sir,
yeah. Do you think it's necessary for an individual like you to have a budget? And also,
oh yes, yes.
So why do you think so?
Sir, it helps in controlling your expenditure. So,
Okay.
for example, if you budget that, let's say I am going to the market to shop, and then I plan that I am going to spend, let's say, 200 cedis.
Okay.
Because I have budgeted for it, I make sure that I am not going to spend over the 200 cedis I plan to spend.
Okay.
So it's necessary.
All right. That is nice. That is nice. Freeman, you wanted to say something?
Say the name, is it Prima or Freeman?
Oh, don't come across problem. I beg. Freeman, it's enable you to spend within your limit, your means. Okay, Messi, that is nice. Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
it also helps you to plan into the future. I mean, properly directed.
Okay. That is nice.
So who wants to cause confusion?
I don't even know the person. Let's move on.
It's Habakkuk, I beg.
Habakkuk. Yeah.
I don't want to talk
Everyone,
about the person. I don't want to talk about the person. Let's move on. All right. Okay, if you have said you see budgets, simply budgets help us. Someone to say something. Basically, budget is a tool for planning. Budget is a tool for planning. Because if you know this is the amount that you are going to spend, it will help you to plan for other activities. So budgets, if you say, okay, for the year, we are expecting to generate a revenue of 100,000. You now ask yourself, how do we generate this revenue? Your company, you say that you want to multiply your sales by 2,000, and nobody in Ghana, like 70% of the population doesn't know about your company. What are you going to do? You have to embark on some kind of advertising and those kind of things. So if you have a budget, it will tell you what to do to achieve the budget. That is the planning issue that we are talking about. It's also a tool for controlling. It helps you to know what to do and what not to do. And if you are going beyond what you want to do, how do I reduce it? It's also a tool for monitoring. Budget is also a tool for monitoring. It helps you to compare your performance, your progress with the budget that you have. Okay, we want to achieve this one. At the end of the 6 months, where are we for this particular issue? You'll be able to monitor the people. And budget also helps to coordinate the activities of various departments. We want to make a sales of what? 100,000 at the end of the year. This is not only for the sales and marketing departments. No. What are distribution and delivery department doing about this? Production department, how would they help us to achieve this? So you try to set a performance target for each department towards the achieving of the 100,000 units at the end of the year. That is also a tool of what? Coordination. Budget also help us to make efficient and effective use of what? Scarce resources. If you have a budget, you know how to spend your money. You don't have budget, you just go to the market, then you buy whatever comes to your mind. Though we have issues of contingencies, but if you have a budget, you know where to buy and where not to buy. Me, I don't have budget, so I'll just go and say I'm going to buy food. I will end up buying yogurt and those things in addition. Then I'll come back and be complaining that, today, Charlie, this is not the money that I want to spend on those kind of things. You see, that is the problem of having or not having budget. So budget is very important. Having a budget is very important. It's very important. Basically, we have two types of budgets. Basically, we have two types of budget. We have functional budget and master budget. We have functional budget and master budget. If you say functional budget, we are talking about budget prepared by each unit or each sections or each department within a company. So if you have a company that you have production department, you have sales and marketing department, all of these people are going to incur costs. All of these people are going to need something to help them do their business. So they are going to prepare budget that, okay, this is what we need for our production department now. We need tools, we need this. Sales and marketing, we say we need delivery van, we need money to buy food and those things. All of them will come with their own budget. Account section will come with their own budget. That is a functional budget, individual budget for every department. But if you put this budget together, if you aggregate this individual budget to become a budget for the whole company, that is what we call a master budget. A master budget. So the combination of all the individual budgets or all the functional budgets becomes the master budget. So the master budget is the budget for the actual company, but functional budgets are for each department or unit within the organization. So these units and departments are within the organization. So if you put all of them together, you have the whole organization. And if you put their budget together, then we have what you call master budgets. We have what you call the master budgets. Are we okay there? Are we okay then? So master budget is the aggregation of the functional budgets. Do you have any questions so that we move on? Eric, do you want to say something, Eric? Eric. Okay, let's move on. Master, but that is about. Kathy, do you have anything about the master budget, or I should move on?
No, I'm okay.
Do you have any question? Like, does anyone have a question? Messi, are you okay?
Sir, I'm okay.
All right. The guys on this call, don't be thinking that I'm trying to discriminate. No. You see, naturally we love our mothers like than our fathers. And also with the law of magnetism, you know the law of magnetism. Like posts, you know what they do. The unlike posts, you know what they do. So it's not my fault. It's not my fault.
Was that we understand part?
All right. So let's move on to, you can't talk about budget without talking about some terms in the budget. The first one is the budget manual. What do we call the budget manual? You see, as an individual or budget officer, I'm coming with another term. If you are a budget officer, you can't just stand up and prepare budget on your own. You can't just stand up and prepare budget on your own. There will be some instructions. The company is going to have instructions, or the company is going to have a format for preparation of its budget. So those formats and the instructions that you are going to follow to prepare the budget are contained in a document that we call budget manual. So budget manual is a document that contains instructions about the preparation and the implementation of the budget. So instructions as to how the budget will be, how you're going to prepare the budget are contained in what you call the budget manual. The budget manual. That is budget manual. So in the exam, they can ask you what is a budget manual, and maybe 3 importance of budget manual. Why do you think budget manual is important? Why do you think budget manual is important? Do you think budget manual is important? If yes, why do you think so?
The manual gives you the objectives of the budget that you are going to do.
Okay. Okay. That is nice. Messi, you want to say something?
Yeah, I think it aids you in preparing your budget easily.
Okay. 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 That is nice. That is nice. Do you know you cannot pass management accounting without a theory? The theory is like sometimes 38 marks or 32 marks. So if you are saying that you are going to pass management accounting, take the theory to the theory will take like 32 marks, and it's the theory sometimes that help us to pass the exam. So don't be focusing on only the calculation. For the contemporary approaches, all those things that we have looked at, sometimes you can go there, you see a question, 20 marks question on those theory over there. So as soon as you are focusing, as far as you are focusing on the calculation, be focusing on the theory too. The theory is very important. The theory is very important. You see theory like sometimes 35 marks. So be learning the theory too. Be learning the theory too and be hoping for the calculation too. It's passing management accounting is not difficult. It can only be difficult for you when you say you are going to do calculation. You don't know the theory, you are going to do the calculation. It will over you. So be learning the theory too. Sometimes the theory will help you to pass the exam. Let's move on. Let's move on. The next one, the next term is budget officer. Who is a budget officer?
The person that
The
prepares
one who prepares the budget.
Okay. Okay. So the budget officer, the only thing that he do is that he prepares the budget. Is that the only thing that he does?
He coordinates in the
Budget.
budget preparation.
Okay. So budget officer, what he does is that
He monitors.
yes, he prepares the budget and monitor the implementation. He will make sure he will do everything for the budget to be what? To be implemented. Until the budget is implemented and the targets are being achieved, then his duty will stop there. So he will prepare it, monitor the budget, everything about the budget, the implementation and everything. That is what he does. That is a budget officer. Another term is budget period. Budget period. Budget period.
Budget what?
Period.
budget period.
Yeah. Budget period. Period. All right.
Okay.
What do you mean if they say budget period? Okay. Budget period. Okay. If they say budget period, what is the meaning?
Is the time frame within which the budget should cover.
Okay. That is also nice. Budget period. Period. Period.
I think budget is normally done for 1 year, or let's say 1 month for individuals.
It depends on the this thing, the target of the company. Some companies can be annually, some of them can be monthly, it can be weekly. It depends on the type of budget that you are preparing.
Individuals like us, also may work monthly.
Me, my budget is 2 years old. It's for 2 years. So
Okay,
if you-
me, I'm also maybe, oh no, you are so good right down in enterprise.
no, I'm just an individual like you. Let's move on. So the budget period is the period within which budget is prepared and implemented. So that is the budget period. How long it takes the budget to be get prepared. That is the budget period. Another term is what we call budget committee. Budget committee. Budget committee. We have budget committee. What do you mean by budget committee? Budget committee.
Individuals need to prepare a budget
Individuals.
or a group of people.
Okay.
Assigned to prepare the budget.
That's a budget committee.
They review the budget too.
They also coordinate and supervise its
Implementation.
Okay. That is a budget committee. The budget committee is it one person? Is it for one? Is it made up of one person?
No, a group of people,
Okay.
individual.
Okay. You see, sometimes you see that they have account committee, public account committee, and at the parliament, isn't it?
Yes.
These people, they are the people responsible for monitoring the expenditure of the government or public expenditure. The same way, these people, they also have, every company has a budget committee, which monitors how the budget is being prepared and how the budget is being implemented. They are just there to ensure that things are being done well. So what they do is that for the budget committee, what they do is that they select individuals from each department. So if you have 5 departments, they will select people from each of these departments. Then they will come as a committee and monitor the implementation, the preparation, and they will make sure that the budget officer report to them maybe weekly, daily, or anything, because you know the budget officer is the one in charge of the budget. So this is what we want. Let's see how the thing is going. Are you on track? They're just there to ensure whether things are going on well or things are not going on well, and what action we have to take. So a budget committee is a group of individuals from various sections of the organization that is tasked to monitor the implementation of the budget. That is the budget committee. Those budget committee. Are we there? Another one we call is budget slack. Budget slack. Budget slack. What do you mean by budget slack? Budget slack.
It's like spending more than what you budgeted for.
Okay, you have the idea. You have the idea. You have the idea. We have what you call budget slack. Habakkuk, do you have an idea about the budget slack? Habakkuk, budget slack. Richard, budget slack.
Hello.
Yeah. Richard, are you the one talking?
I'm the one talking.
Yeah, budget slack.
I think it's where managers try to overestimate expenditure and then underestimate revenue so that they are able to achieve the objectives so easily.
They are able to achieve what?
Objectives without going through stress.
Objectives of who? The company or themselves?
The company.
How can you overestimate expenditure and underestimate revenue and say you are trying to? What is the objective of the company? It's not to make profits. It's not to make profit.
Make profit.
So if you are overestimating expenditure and underestimating revenue, at the end of the day, are you going to make profit or loss? What they do, yes. At the end of the day, are you going to make profit or loss? You are
okay. I'm saying it from the point of the view that managers are responsible. Okay, maybe they may coordinate in setting the budget or preparing the budget.
Okay.
So in that case, they may intentionally overstate expenses, then understate revenue, so that they can easily achieve it.
They can easily achieve what? The budget.
The target.
The target. No company,
Yes.
no company who is going to give you a target that you should. Okay. Okay. I'm not getting where you are coming from. Okay. 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 I'm not getting the point that you are coming from. But just that the point that I'm getting you from, I'm not getting you from that point. All right.
Okay.
Can I say that it's like it's something set aside to cushion the budget that they have done, whether when the actual is more than the budgeted.
No, that is not what they are doing. You see, management budget slack is a tool used by management to get money. Because if right now we are preparing budgets and we are saying that okay, this year what we are going to do is that we are going to spend more. I mean, they are going to give us the money, isn't it? They are going to give us the money. So management, some of that they will give price to some of the items there. They will overprice them so that they will use the money and put the rest of the money into their pockets. This is what
Also, they can equally understate the revenue too.
Yes, because the revenue, if the revenue is high, it means that they have higher responsibilities to do or to perform to get a revenue. Because if you are saying that we want to increase the revenue, it means that you have a greater target to achieve. You have to do a lot of things to achieve the revenue. So they will underestimate the revenue, then you are not expecting the expenditure. So if the revenue is small, it means that there is no burden on them. But what they will do is that this is what most of the district assemblies they do. This is what they do. So the government will send the money for them. or the money to them to take care of the expenditure, and some of them will be going to their pockets. So this one is not something good. You see, management, they do this to get the money into their own pockets. That's what they normally do. Because if you overstate the expenditure, they are going to give you money. They say, this is the budget now. This is how much we are spending. This is how much we are going to spend for the year. I mean, they are going to release the money to you, or yes. So some of the items can be 1 cedi, then they will put it there 5 cedi. So sometimes they do it to reduce the responsibility on them, because if the revenue target is high, it means that you have to do a lot. You have to do a lot to achieve that. You have to do a lot to achieve that. All right. So it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's a bad practice. It's a bad practice. Let's look at another thing that we call budget center. Budget center. What do you mean by budget center?
Budget center.
Yeah. Do you have an idea? Budget center.
Okay, can we say that? Hello, can we
Yes.
say that it's is it the place or the department, whatever office that the budget is prepared, like put together?
Okay. That is not bad too. 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 All right. Habakkuk, budget center. Habakkuk, budget center. Richard, budget center. French, budget center.
Okay, let me just try.
Hello. Hello.
Habakkuk, wait for Richard to finish.
Okay.
Richard.
Budget center, I think is a section of the organization that budget is prepared, or that has a responsibility for preparing budgets.
Okay.
That's
That is a good one too. That is a good one too. That is not bad. That is not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, Habakkuk.
So it's a section of an entity where the budget is prepared for.
Okay. That is nice. That is nice. That is nice. That is nice. That is
I
nice.
also want to state that it is a section, location, or department within an entity
Yes.
where the budget is prepared, within which control is exercised.
Okay, that is nice. That is nice. It can be section, it can be department, it can be a location. That is very nice. That is very nice. Okay. So if they say budget, yeah.
Okay, it's please go ahead.
If they say budget center, just relate the definition to cost center. Cost center. If you know the meaning of cost center, then just relate the same thing to budget center. Any section of the organization for which budget is being prepared and implemented for, that is a budget center. So if you have account section, that account section is preparing budget and they are using budget, they are implementing budget, you can say the account section is a budget center. Are we okay? So if you have the HR department who doesn't prepare budgets, it is the account section that will prepare budget and they will buy things and give it to them. The HR department is not a budget center. Are we there? Prima,
Please.
what do you want to say? Like, did I say something closer to it?
Yes, I wanted to ask you that all the is not bad, no. Are they okay to be written at the exams, or but you summed it give us?
Are they okay to write in the exam? Hey. Oh, Freeman.
Budget center. all that we are saying that they are okay, they are not bad. Can we write?
So after me saying what I've said, you can realize that all the things that they have said are not bad, isn't it?
And so my question, that's why I said my question is somehow answered.
Okay, it is answered, not somehow. Prima, I keep on telling you that you see this particular exam, there is no correct answer for it. Are you getting it? The only thing I keep on telling people that the only thing you have to do is that what you are writing, you are making sense. Are you getting it?
I don't know what I think I'm making sense, but I failed.
No, you see, sometimes you don't know the thing, but you are writing, but this, write more for the person to know. This is what I'm trying to say. If you can't express it in one or maybe two lines, add additional 3 lines for the person to get a meaning. Are you getting it? Oh, that's what I do. You see, sometimes I'm not good at theory. So I was going to write audit. I didn't even attend a class. I was just watching some ACCA videos and those things. And when the question came, I was writing my mind. I know that, okay, what I'm writing, Charlie. No, I have to do something for the person to know this is what I'm writing. I have to add another five lines to it for you to, okay, maybe if you are reading, you'll be convinced maybe on the 4th line that, okay, this is what the guy is trying to, then you give me some small mark. If you're not certain about the answer, that's how we do. Are you getting it? Along the line, you make sense in some part of this your point. Yeah. That is it.
Okay.
So for this one there, no. You see, the things are plenty. If you want to memorize these things, it will over you. The only thing is just get a mini on your own. Then you go and express yourself there. Are you okay? Okay. So any session within the organization that prepares and uses budget is what we call the budget center. Or any session with the organization where budget can be traced to, a particular budget can be traced to. If you pick a budget, we say, oh, this is for account department. So we can say the account department is a budget center. Are we okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's look at idea of fixed and flexible budgets. Fixed and flexible budgets. Fixed and flexible budgets. If they say fixed budget, what does it mean? If they say flexible budget, what does it mean?
Is it fixed? Is it fixed budget? Or
yeah, fixed.
Okay. What I know is the fixed budget doesn't change.
Okay.
It's a budget that doesn't change. Okay, due to.
I'm still listening.
Please, are you getting me? It's a budget that. Fixed budget is a budget that doesn't change due to any change in activity level or output level. Okay. It remains constant.
Okay. So what even if you want to produce 1,000 units, now you are producing 12,000 units, the budget you will still be saying that you are going to spend 10,000 Ghana cedis, isn't it?
Yes, please.
That is nice. So since you have said a fixed budget, add a flexible at once.
It's the opposite.
I don't know the opposite.
It changes as per the activity level or production level changes. Okay, so when it increases, it also increases. When it reduces, it also reduces.
Okay.
That is what I know. Maybe you can.
I hope and pray that you will not be saying the okay words you are explaining in the exam. Okay.
Oh no, I won't say that.
Okay. All right. All right. Richard, fixed and flexible budget.
For the fixed budget, it is a budget that is prepared at the beginning of the period or the starting of the period.
Okay.
But the flexible budget, it is prepared when the actual activity level is known. Or let me say, when at the end of the period.
At the end of the period, I'm just praying that you should not say at the end of the period, but right now you have said it.
Okay. When the actual activity level is known.
Okay.
For the flexible.
Yes. Okay.
That
Okay.
one to take into consideration the changes in the volume of activity.
Okay. You see, right now you are not sure. No, that is where you should be adding more oil to what you are saying. Say it, continue. Say it in another way, continue. Maybe one of the lines you make sense and they'll mark it. That is what we normally do. But if you're not sure, try to convince the person. You see, the sheriff, do you have something to add?
No, I was going to add that either convince or confuse the examiner.
You see, the thing is, the one thing about this exam is that you're not going to see your script again and say, oh, this was a nonsense thing that I wrote. No, you're not going to see it again. And you don't even know what you are writing is the correct one because you don't have the marking. So right. Just right. But don't be writing anyhow. Just make sure that what you are saying, there is more sense in it. You are making sense. If someone should say this thing to you, you like it. Are you okay? So if you talk about fixed budget, it's a budget that is prepared at the beginning and never changed. It will never change. Even though the activity level will change, but it will not change. So for example, the fixed budget, like right now, you have 3 kids together with your wife. You are 5. And you have been spending 5 Ghana cedis a month. Right now, 2 of your siblings, they have visited you, now you are 7. And you are still spending 500 Ghana cedis per month. That is a fixed budget. Are you getting it? If 5 of you are spending 500 Ghana cedis, 7 of you should have been spending what? 700 Ghana cedis. But you are now still spending what? 500 Ghana cedis. That is what we call a fixed budget. So when a fixed budget is being adjusted to reflect the actual level, actual activity that is happening on the ground, that becomes a flexible budget. That becomes a flexible budget. So there's a question. We are going to look at how to prepare a flexible budget. They will give you a fixed budget, then they will give you the actual performance. Then you use the actual performance to prepare the flexible budget and compare with the actual performance and find some variances. That is one of the examinable area for budgeting. So we are going to take our time. We will not start right now. We are going to take our time next week. Then we focus on fixed budget. We look at it, how we do it. Then we stop there. We move on to functional budget. That is also one of the examinable areas. We look at it. We are done. We move on to cash budget, one of the examinable areas. All of these areas has been examined before, and we don't know which one will come. Then after we're done with that one, then we move on to what we call throughput accounting. Throughput accounting was the one examined last sitting. Throughput accounting. So if they say flexible budget is a budget that is prepared to reflect the actual performance. It is prepared and adjusted to reflect the actual performance, actual things that is happening. But budget that is prepared and never changed, never adjusted, is what we call the fixed budgets. Are we okay there?
Evo. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, you said we don't know which topics are coming.
Yes. Do you know what will come under budget?
Oh, but if you visit home and can the oracles will talk to you.
No, those things are not working again.
Oh, the oracles have stopped talking.
No, those things are not working. You even go and fail the exam.
But is it that you don't believe in it or it's not working again?
I say nothing works like that. You see, what I believe is that I believe in hard work. God is not a nonsense person. Are you getting it? If you don't learn, you can never pass your exam.
Oh, are you getting it? You can learn and still not pass you.
That means you are not learning well.
Yeah.
You see, what I believe is that, God, you see, the thing is, you can't be spending your night every day that you are learning and you go and fail the exam. That means God is not there.
Hey,
God is not there. You see, it's not that you wake up and go and be sleeping and say you are learning. We have learning. I have a friend who
Mm.
will say he's learning, but he will just be looking through the book. He's not learning. That is why you are deceiving yourself. But the thing is, I believe that God will never reward a lazy person. You see, that is my belief.
And some also do sampling learning. What they think might come.
And if you go, that is a risk. You are doing that at your own risk. Are you getting it? So what I believe is that God will never let your struggles be in vain. That is my belief. So
Amen. Amen.
yes.
Amen.
So that is what I believe. And that is what is working for me. So every day, the time I was in the university, there is no way you not see me with a book. And I'll go and write exam and get A. Because I have, and sometimes if I didn't learn, I'll go to the exam. Some of the simple answers that I'll pick, I'll be struggling. Then I'll say, oh God, this one you are not fair to me because I didn't learn. That is why I'm struggling. So sometimes you will learn, but some of the things you won't know them. But if you see the question, you will just be like you find yourself answering the questions. You don't know how come. That is God. So those things that you are saying that I should go and get it for you to even make you fail the exam, because I have a cousin that he's not learning. His father is a chief priest. He's not learning. The time that they are going to write BC, his father, like they did this thing. His father like did this sakura. He did the sakura for him, and he poured some this red oil on the head. He went there, he fell. So the thing there, if you don't learn, you can't get it. So forget about it. Are you getting it? That is why I'm not leaving any topic out. I'll just teach you everything. If you go there, which of them that comes, you do it. It's not that I'll come and be gambling with you. You go there, then you go and see different thing and be saying that I've wasted your time. No, I'll teach you everything. You go, the one that you see, you do it. The ones that you didn't see, keep it for tomorrow. All right. So that is a fixed, and then for fixed and flexible budget, there's a calculation question on it. We are not going to do anything on that one now. We will take our time next week, then we solve question on it. But how do we go about a fixed budget? How do we go about a fixed budget? I'll just do illustration. Then I'll just do illustration, then we move on. Okay. So yeah. He left. He'll be right now. He left.
Okay, I saw it before.
Maybe that time, maybe the wait is. All right. So okay. Let me know when you can see. You guys, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's assume that you are producing 500 units. That is a budget tool. You have budgeted that you are going to produce 500 units, and you are going to spend 5,000. At the end of the day, you have produced 700 units, and you have spent 6,500. All things being equal, how much should you have spent before? How much should you have spent? All things being equal, how much should you have spent? If you are spending 500 for 5,000 units, how much should you have spent for 700 units?
If more or less
7,000.
You have to spend how much? 7,000.
7,000, yes.
How did you get a 7,000?
if more or less divide.
If 500 is 5,000, it means that
700.
yes, each unit is 10, right?
Okay.
So if you are selling 700 now, it means that 10 by 700 should be 7,000.
Okay, that is very nice. So what we normally do is I just find the unit cost for the budget. This is a fixed budget, isn't it? The first one is a fixed budget. So just find a unit cost. How do you find a unit cost? The cost over the
We
unit.
divide it.
Okay, so that means for one unit is 10 CD. So if you are producing 700 units, how much should you have spent? It's 7,000.
7,000.
So, but you have spent how much?
6,500.
6,000.
So is that a gain or a loss?
Again.
Oh, see. So that is a variance. The variance is 500. We call the 500 favorable. So that is how how you have calculated the 7,000 is a flexible budget. Is a flexible budget. So how much should you have spent on what you have actually produced? That is the flexible budget. So if five of you are using 500 Ghana cedis, and seven of you have used 800 Ghana cedis, how much should you have 7 of you used if you are taking into consideration what you budgeted for?
700.
700, but you end up spending how much?
800.
800. What is happening? You spend more, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the 100 is a loss, which we call adverse.
Deficit.
Adverse, yeah.
Adverse. So we have favorable. We do that is how we do the variance. So that is how we are going to do it. But sometimes we have something we call high-low method. High-low method. High-low method. Don't worry, we look at that one. High-low method. We use high-low method to determine the unit prices. So this what we have done right now. What should we have spent before? What should we have spent before is the flexible budget. Is the flexible budget. If 5 of you are spending 500, how much should 7 of you have spent? That is if you get for the 7, that is the flexible budget. That's how we do it. So they will give you the units. They can give you the selling price for the fixed budget. Then it will give you actual performance. Then you ask yourself, when you are planning to sell 8,000 units, you are planning to sell 8,000 units. You are planning to sell 8,000 units for 20,000 or 200,000. Now you have sold 7,000 units for 195,000. So you are planning to sell 8,000 units for what? 20,000. Now you have sold what? 7,000 units for 195,000. What should have been the sales that you should have realized from the 7,000? What should have been the amount that you should have realized from selling the 7,000? What should have been the amount? What should have been the amount?
17,500.
17,500. Check it again.
I said 17,500. Sure, I don't know.
It's 200,000. No. The amount that you want to realize is 200,000, not 20,000.
Okay, then 175,000.
175,000, isn't it?
Yeah.
Also, that should be the amount that you should have realized from that sale, isn't it? But how much did you get?
195,000.
Is that a favorable or adverse?
Favorable.
Favorable, because you have sold more. So this is all about the flexible, but this is how we calculate it. But sometimes they can give you a question that will be on high-low. So we use the idea of the high-low method. So, but don't worry, the high-low method we get there. So tomorrow we pick, no, not tomorrow. Sunday we pick a question on how to prepare a flexible budget, and we go like that. At least 3 questions. We solve 3 questions, then we move on to maybe cash budgets. But before that, let's look at another types of budget that we have. Basically, we say we have 2 types of budget, isn't it? Functional budgets and master's budgets. But we also have different types of budgets. Those of you who have done PSC, you have done budgeting, isn't it? You have done budgeting, and you have seen some of the types of budget that you have done there. Freeman, give me one type of budget. Freeman, give me one type of budget that you know.
Zero base.
Is it?
Zero base.
Okay, zero-based budgeting. Activities-based budgeting. Okay, this should have been types of budgeting. Okay, not types of budget, types of budgeting. We have zero-based budgeting, which is prominent, which the zero-based budgeting is one of the budgeting tool that yeah, that most of the companies use, because it's very nice. So we look at them and take them one by one. Then we close the lecture over there. Then we okay, let's look at what we call budgetary control. Budget and budgetary control. We say budget is a statement prepared showing the income and revenue income and expenditure that you are planning to incur or generate for a particular period, isn't it? But how do we make sure that these things are being generated, these things are being monitored? The budget that you are saying, how do you make sure that whatever you have in the budget are being carried out, are being done the way you agree on it? You have to have a control mechanism to control how the budget should be implemented. You monitor it and those things. All those things that you do for the budget to get implemented is what we call the budgetary control. Is the budgetary control. So the mechanisms that you put in place to make the budget work is what we call the budgetary control. Is what we call the budgetary control. Are we okay with that? I'm saying that the mechanisms that the company will put in place to make sure that the budget has been carried out the way it was planned is what we call the budgetary control. The mechanisms, the tools, the measures that you put in place to ensure that the budget is being implemented well as planned, everything in the budget has been carried out is the budgetary control. Is the budgetary control. Are you okay now?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's look at types of budgeting. The first one is a zero-based budgeting. Zero-based budgeting. What do you mean by zero-based budgeting? Zero-based budgeting. Zero-based budgeting. Those of you
It
have
means
done.
that you are preparing the budget on scratch, and then everything that will be on the budget should be justified before it will be included in the budget.
That is very nice. That is very nice. That is very nice. Jocelyn, is that is Jocelyn?
Yes, please.
You are doing well. Are you part of my FM class?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that is nice. Habakkuk, zero-based budgeting.
Okay, Senior. Normally, when we are preparing a budget for a particular period, we pick the budgets prepared from the previous
year or
yes.
month.
Then we alter it to fit this very period. But with the zero base, we don't do that. Like you start everything again from the scratch, build it to the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That is nice. That is nice. So for zero-based budgeting, if you have prepared budget for last year and you with electricity you are saying 700 cedis. If you're preparing budget for this year and you are saying that we should put electricity there, the question is why are you saying why do you think electricity will be relevant for this particular year again? You have to justify why you are saying we should include the electricity again. So for zero-based budgeting, the budget we prepare the budget as if nothing exists. So if you are saying we should include labor costs, why are you saying labor cost is relevant to this particular budget? You have to justify yourself. But one of the disadvantages about this is that people that can really talk, you see some people, they can really talk. They can really convince you. They are lying, but their lies will convince you. So at the end of the day, sometimes, you see, you may be objective. So people who can talk, people who can negotiate will be the one to win. Although what they are saying will not be relevant to the budget. But because they can convince people, they can talk, they will end up saying things and we include it in the budget. That is one of the disadvantages of the zero-based one. Sometimes we end up, because we want people to come and convince us how or why this thing should be included. The person can come and convince you and you include it. Meanwhile, that is not relevant. Are you getting it? Yes. So the zero-based budgeting is the one that people use more. Is the one people use more. You have to start from scratch. If you are saying this thing should be included. Yes, we pay electricity bill last year. That was last year. This year, are we going to pay any electricity bill? Even if we are going to do, why are we saying that we should increase the price? why are you saying that we should increase the cost? You have to explain to us. That is a zero-based budgeting. Do you think this budget has some advantages and disadvantages? Do you think it's important to use zero-based budgeting? Do you think it's important?
It is relatively superior to the incremental budgeting.
Yeah.
Each year, you just say, okay, let's add 50% compensation for employees. So let's add 50% just a bit arbitrarily without reasonable justifications.
Okay.
Or they will just use the lyrics. They'll be able to confuse you that, oh, this is why we need to do it, but in real sense, it's not the case.
Okay. That is nice. So
and also it avoids the tendency of transferring inefficiencies from previous years to ensuing years.
Yeah, that is very nice. So if you're not able to do something is not relevant for previous year, you are saying that we should bring it again, which is irrelevant again. Yeah, that is nice. Yeah, Freeman, do you want to say something? Someone wanted to say something. Kathy. Yeah, Joyce.
Yes.
Okay, Joyce.
Yeah, I was saying that with the zero-based budget tool, it helps to know how efficient resources are being used.
Okay. It helps to make efficient and effective use of resources. That is very nice. So if we have 5,000, we know how we are going to share the 5,000 to the activity that is relevant to the company. We just don't go and spend the money anyhow because of this. Okay, that is very nice. All right.
Yeah, it also helps to remove needless spending.
Okay.
It also helps to remove needless spending.
Okay. Assuming they say you should state and explain. So 2 more lights, let's see. Kati, what do you mean by
It's
that?
like it's like you don't spend on things that you don't need.
Okay.
That is what my brother said. You have to justify everything that you are putting in the budget.
Okay.
You have to justify it reasonably.
Okay, that is nice. I'll add another one. Zero budget helps to motivate the employees. It helps to motivate the employees because it is a okay. Someone say value for money. It ensures value for money. That is very nice. You see, for zero-based budgeting, it involves everyone. They will say, okay, what do you think should be included in the budget? Then you say it. Then you explain why it should be included. So they include everyone within the organization. So if we have people in the production department, what do you need? What do people think you need? What do you need? Why do you think that should be included? So it's also a way of motivating people. So it gives the avenue for people to express what they think is relevant to the organization. What are some of the short backs do you think zero-based budgeting has? I've said one already.
It involves a lot of work because you are starting everything at fresh. Everything, you don't have any information, so it involves a lot of work.
Okay, that is time consuming.
Yeah,
it's tedious.
It is tedious. Okay. What again?
There may be some of you may not be privy to some information.
What do you mean by that?
Information is needed for, let's say, for you to prepare the budget may be lacking.
Okay. Richard, you want to talk?
Not really, but I can contribute something.
Contribute.
In case the organization needs people with specialized skills who are needed to prepare this budget. If the organization lacks those people, it may be a setback.
Okay.
Nice. Let me put it simply: the skilled people needed to undertake that zero-based budgeting may be lacking in that organization.
Okay.
In that case, it may be a setback.
Okay, that is very nice because zero-based budgeting is very involving, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, you need a special skills to do that. So if the company cannot get those people, the budget that they are going to pay will not be effective. It will be ineffective. You see, the people who cannot talk, people who cannot defend themselves will be disadvantaged. I've said that one already, isn't it?
Sir, can you say it's expensive?
Yes, it can also be expensive. It can also be expensive. Yeah.
Because you need money to gather some of the informations and all that. Information gathering is expensive.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
and time is money because
Mhm.
it consumes more time.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see, I just like the way you are. You see how you are contributing over here. Yeah, I just want people to go there. Feel free. Don't fear anybody. Feel free. Write these things in the exam. Man, come on. Don't call me. Because
You will write.
We shouldn't do what?
you should not call me after the exam. Don't call me.
Why?
Freeman will call you.
I know
Freeman will
people.
call
I know
you.
people. I know. You see, if after the exam, just relax. Just write the thing. Just me. You see, people have been saying that MA is difficult, but I can tell you it's not difficult. It's because people don't know how to learn. MA, you are giving 32 marks for theory. It's because you don't learn the theory. You see, I have a friend. She doesn't joke with the theory. One of my friend will tell you that Charlie is the theory that helped me to pass the MA. Yes, MA and FM. It is the theory that will help you to pass. Don't go and focus on the calculation. Some of the calculation they can give you 2 days. You can't do it. Are you getting my argument? So the theory, you don't need to calculate anything. You just have to write the thing there. So for every topic that we are going to do, pay attention to the theory. What we are doing right now, zero-based budgeting and the advantages is very important. It's very important. Take it serious. The terms that we have explained, the fixed and flexible budget, the difference is very important. Budgeting control is very important. Benefit and importance is very. Sometimes I'm not saying everything in the notes, but read the notes. At least read the notes and see what are the things that I haven't said, and at least try to read them. You see, it's very important. You have budget question, you still have theory attached to it. Or sometimes you can have only theory and you have calculation question. Are you okay? All right. So that is for zero base. Another one is what?
Incremental.
Incremental. Okay. What do you mean by incremental budget?
It increases with time. Every period in which it's been prepared, we increase it.
Okay. 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 Prima?
Please let the person who's speak. Please, come again.
As I say incremental budgeting.
No, the one who just answered. I want to get what he said.
I'm not saying what he says is right. Say the one that you know.
Oh, I want to add it to my own.
No. There's no time.
Okay, so the incremental, I think it always has the previous years as a base, and then we add on, taking into consideration the inflation and all that's happening around us in the economy.
Okay. That is nice. Who said that? Prima.
Yes, please.
But you said that you want to add his own to your own.
That was Kathy.
Okay.
Hey.
Kathy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Kathy.
It's like what I know is you use the current period budget or the actual performance as a base, and then you adjust it by increasing the amount. That is all. So when you pick revenue, you use the current year and then you adjust it with a percentage.
Okay.
Expenditure to the same thing with a percentage.
Okay.
You don't worry yourself going for
So it's one of the easiest way of preparing budget, or one of the laziest way of preparing a budget.
it
All right.
doesn't consume time.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, that is good. So for the for the incremental based budgeting, the idea is that, okay, if electricity bill was, we just consider the element of inflation. The only thing is the inflation, is the element of inflation. Is the element of inflation. So what we do is that if electricity bill for this year, or if sandpaper is prices for this year, it means that there's a likelihood that in next year the price of the sandpaper can increase. So we just add some marginal, some logical or some reasonable margin to this cost. So we use the previous budgets as a benchmark and add a marginal rate to it to have the new budget.
Without assessing anything.
Without anything, we just add a margin. We just assume that maybe the cost can increase like by 5%. So let's increase every cost by 5%. That is the incremental. It is the one of the easiest way of preparing a budget.
Normally they use the inflation rate. Right?
Yes, yes.
I do budget for Ghana.
Don't be, if I'm talking, don't be saying things about Ghana.
Are you not a Ghanaian?
No, please.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, you're senior.
Yeah.
He's from Togo.
I'm not from Africa.
You are on your
no comment.
own.
No,
in Western, are they Western Togoland?
No. You don't mind those people. Those people, they are not serious. Yeah, you people, you are small, you can't control yourself. Now you want to take Africa crowd. We are not serious. I don't want to talk about. Let's continue our class. What are some of the advantages of the incremental budgeting? What are some of the advantages of incremental budgeting?
It is less costly.
Okay.
Why are you saying alone?
It is
As
simple to
compared to
prepare and
others.
understand.
Easy to prepare, yeah.
Okay.
It's not time consuming.
Okay.
Errors are easily identified. Yes.
Okay.
You'll be able to identify when there's an error.
Okay.
And
So
I
it
think
promotes equality.
It promotes equality. Okay.
you don't need any special expertise to get it done.
Okay.
The basis is already there.
What are some of the setbacks?
It encourages laziness.
Okay.
Lack of innovation.
Lack of innovation. Okay.
Yes. No analysis.
Okay.
So how about budget slack?
Analyze.
Yes, there can be an issue of budget slack. That is very nice.
You analyze because you need to know inflation to just sit there.
Oh,
Okay.
but you don't need it so much as in ZBB.
The budget, yeah.
Yeah.
You see, it can also lead to this thing, waste of resources. It can lead to misuse of resources.
Yeah.
Because some of the things we don't even need. We don't need this thing. We don't need, they are not needed, but we still have them there.
But yeah.
All
Yeah.
were in the previous years, yes. We are just adding on.
Yeah.
Maybe this year we
excess-
don't need it.
Excess spending.
That is, sometimes maybe some of the things we just need them for last year. This year we don't need them, but we still make provision for them. Waste of resources.
We want to chop the money.
Okay, that's why you are saying that the easiest for Ghana.
Yes.
Okay, not only Ghana, for Africa.
No, we are not Ghanaian. Let's not talk about Ghana.
Oh, I'm Ghana is part of the globe. So if I'm in the globe, everything around the globe is It will affect me.
A global village.
Yes. Let's move on. The next one is what?
Activity-based.
Activity-based. What do you mean by activities-based budgeting?
Fema, answer, please.
No, Freeman, not Freeman.
Hey, Charlie, I don't want issues.
Oh, Fema, fancy Freeman.
Who said the activity-based? Or you are coming to read a note?
Kate said it and she said Freeman, who is out of coverage area, should answer.
Kati.
I'm hiring a lawyer.
Kati, what do you mean by activity-based budgeting?
So I think with the activity-based budgeting,
Okay.
resources are allocated between the activities and costs.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So that the activity with the highest expectation will take the highest cost.
Yes, please.
Okay. So the activity, the budget is being up all budget is being prepared based on activity level. So the cost and the expenditure will be shared based on activity level. The activity with the highest expectation, or the activity that was going to occur more, will take more of the budget than the other ones. Example is maybe if you're in school, we are going to do, at school we have some activities, isn't it? We have volleyball, inter-school volleyball, inter-soccer, and we have other things, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you come to inter-school, the football, you see that the football, if you come to this one, the football, you see that the football is more popular than the sometimes volleyball and handball. Are you getting it? So the school ball, if you are talking about the ball, the football will take more of the budget. Like if you are sharing money, we are going to allocate more money to the football than maybe the volleyball. Because the volleyball itself, it will be the 5 people that will be in the what? That will be in the court, or 6 people, and some 3 people will be on the bench. But for football, you are going to have 11 people on the field and some 5 or 6 people on the bench. So football is going to take more of the budget allocation than the volleyball. So for activity-based budgeting, costs are being allocated at activity level, or budgets are being prepared at what activity level. The activity with the highest occurrence will take more of the budget. Are we there? Are we there? What are some of the advantages that do you think, if you are using activity-based budgeting, what are some of the advantages that do you think will, if a company is using activities-based budgeting, what are some of the things that they will have? What are some of the advantages that they will enjoy?
So it prevents waste, since the budget is developed based on the activities or the results they achieve.
Okay, that's nice. Remember, I'm waiting. When do we supposed to close? Is it 7:30?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move on to the other one, so that next time we not talk about types of budgeting again. The next one is rolling what? Budget. Rolling budget. Rolling budget. Rolling budget is where the budget can be prepared on quarterly basis. So if one quarter is out, we scrap that part and add another quarter to it. So if you prepare a budget on quarterly basis, if the first quarter is out, the first quarter will be at the end of March, isn't it?
Yes.
So if we have spent the first quarter, which is the end of March, then we scrap off that budget because it's irrelevant to us. We have deal with it already. Then we scrap it off. Then we add the first quarter in the next year to it. I guess so that is why they say rolling budget. As soon as the one is out, you take it out and add the one that will come, the forward one to it. So that is what we call the rolling budget. So if you have a budget for monthly basis. If at the end of January, then you write everything off, then you add January in the next years to this one, because February will now become the first one. Then March will become the second. After the February is gone, then you add February from February in next year to it now. So as soon as this one has been spent or the budget has been spent, you take that part that has been spent from the budget, you add the additional one that has to be added. That is the rolling budget. That is a rolling budget. You also have what we call participating budget. Participating budget is a budget where individuals within the organization are being involved. So everyone in the organization is being involved in the budget preparation process. So even if you are cleaner in the organization, you'll be part. Are you getting it? So everyone in the organization is being involved in the preparation of the budget. In the preparation of the budget, everyone is within the organization is involved in the budget preparation process. One advantage of this is that it motivates people. It's a tool for motivation. So if you are cleaner and they are doing budgeting and you are involved, you can feel how special you'll be. You see, like, okay, you are also appreciated. The organization also appreciates you.
Boss,
Yeah.
So this one and the zero budget, they have something in common, right?
Yes, the
zero budget.
The zero budget is not everybody that will be involved, but they can involve maybe the head of every department.
Okay.
So maybe the head of the those people that will be doing the cleaning, they will be involved. Are you getting it? But for participative budgeting or participating budget, everyone that is concerned with the implementation of the budget will be involved.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yes, please.
All right. So one of the advantages is that it motivates people. People feel like they are involved. So they even contribute. And even people feel that they're involved, you come up with a very effective and a good budget, because everyone will see what is needed. And you not everything that people will say that you take, but you take the important ones. You take the important ones. So you come with a good budget and effective budget. And since everyone is involved, the budget will be easily implemented. It can be easily implemented because what they are giving you to do, you are the people who say that you want to do that. So why are you saying that, or why you cannot do what you have suggested that we should do? Are you getting it? One of the disadvantages is that it's time consuming. It's time consuming. It's time consuming. Another form of budget is program budgeting. Program-based budgeting. Program-based budgeting. Program-based budgeting. Under the program-based budgeting, budgets are allocated based on programs. The first one will be the free SHS program. Free SHS program. Social welfare. They have some things under the social welfare. They have some funds for some people over there. Is it disability something? Okay, so this one is a program on its own. This is what we want to achieve. So free SHS is a program for the whole nation. So
it was a program and all those AIDS program and the rest.
Okay, so how much should we allocate to this one? So this one, you see the program with the highest priority, we take the higher portion of the budget. This one, budgets are being prepared based on programs. That is a program-based budgeting. I'm sure that we don't have any other types of budgeting again. We have spoken about. So by this one, what will happen is that I will recommend you look at the incremental, the zero base, and at sometimes activity based, and any of them. Just try to learn them and some of the advantages and disadvantages. If you can get 3 for them, that is okay.
Okay.
All right. So next time, what we are going to do is that we look at how to solve questions on what. How to solve questions on fixed and flexible budget. How to prepare a flexible budget. How to prepare a flexible budget.
And cash budget.
And cash. We do the flexible first, then we move on to functional, then we come to cash, then we come to throughput, then we are okay. Then we look at standard costing and variance analysis. After that, we look at short-term, long-term, and performance evaluation. We are done. It's not easy, but don't worry, you'll be there. You'll be there. You'll be there. So if there is no question, we call it a night. I hope we are all
Thank
okay.
you.
I hope you're all okay. So we can. My keys are